Well, hello YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, I'm in full-on 90s nostalgia mode. This is a big one for me because I've bought this together with my best friend, and he's always asking, okay, did you actually rip this? So here, here you go, buddy. And I did a bundle deal here, so I didn't pay 65 bucks, but um, I kept this, but now it's time to look into this. I did some Skybox, I did some 90s. Now it's Batman. This is, if you ask me, a really good time for Batman. Even though I'm nostalgic. So limited edition. It's 61,172 of 266 and 66. Oh, so it was produced left and right. So this is why you will get these for a decent price in today's market. But I hope there's a lot of different art styles in your artists. This will take me down memory lane. And let's see if we have something to look out for. I guess it's on the front, but here, Spectra Edge cards. 1 to 18, that's good. And Sky Disc 1 to 240. No guaranteed number of bonus cards per box. Wow. But 1 to 18. So it's 36 packs. So it should be two, right? Uh, I'm not sure I read this right, but yep. So same here. And this was the 25-year anniversary. Not sure. It was the 90s though. I like that they have a foil pack here. Skybox is weird because I remember them from sports cards, and I hold them dear in my heart. But while going back, these weren't that good at these card stock. So maybe they did it differently here. Maybe this was a premium product. But again, these are kind of rough because it's 36 packs, 8 packs per, 8 cards per, and these weren't produced having in mind that you rip these in a go, right? So it was just designed and geared up so they covered the crack here. Neat. And this was the original price tag. It was like 100 bucks. So yeah, not paying this, but we can get into this, sit back, relax, and yeah, let's see. It's getting interesting. So at the moment, DC, and I'm not sure I've experienced this like that so far, and I've been reading comics for a long time, but they are doing everything right. So it's rough on the competition, but DC is the place to be. Sorry for that. These are our 36 packs, and as usual, it's like paper dust in here. But yeah, let's get into these. No video without me toppling things over. And yeah, before we start, please consider subscribing. Helps me grow the channel and is always appreciated. So I need more room here. Off we go. First pack. And the foiling here is flimsy, but man, these are 30 years. So yeah, it will be a challenge. So here you go. So breaking, yeah, it was to be expected, but it seems to be all right. So let's just, yeah, these are bricked a bit, just a bit. So this is a good one. Not sure why it's Nemesis. This is the storyline. Yeah, Matt Wagner. So it's the storyline. And I guess these are from the Legends of the Dark Knight. They have a weird texture, so it feels a bit sticky. I always love trading cards with the original artwork they did in the comics. It's always good. Here's your back. Credits, good boy, DC. This looks great. Dave Dorman, okay. And we do have a Lonely Place of Dying. 90s Batman. This is pretty cool. And Year One. Nice, nice, nice. I like this. But you will have a lot of base cards and no inserts left or right. So it's all about appreciating the artwork, trying to get these cards not to stick, and just enjoying the ride. Okay, these are 4 cards. They are thin and flimsy. So looks better, but so far so good. It's iconic. Also the same storyline with Dick Grayson, I guess. Sword of Azrael. Barry Kitson artwork. Graham Nolan. So these are the names I remember. Ooh, this looks great. Also Wagner, right? Brian Stelfreeze, okay, still going strong today. Death in the Family, also iconic. Jim Starlin. Jim Bayland, Catwoman. And this looks like the covers, at least for Night Quest. Great stuff. And I like this just as a time capsule. And yeah, I remembered correctly. So the card stock is very flimsy. Not the best quality. And cards are sticking a bit. But I mean, sports cards is way worse. So this is a good one of Joker. Rick Burchett, underrated. Okay, it's a bit damaged. So these were stuck together. Nightfall, still going strong. Mike Mignola. There you go. And this is very much bright artwork for him. He even went darker. So Death in the Family, Night Quest. What happened to his eye? This is Tom Grummett. Dynamic duo. It's Tom Grummett. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this has been transported a lot, so you will have, if these cards stuck out, yeah, good luck with that. So no PSA 10s in here. But we're doing this for the fun, right? Bane, also iconic. Stelfreeze. So they had the good artwork. They had the covers at least. Death in the Family. I remember the Joker scene. Yeah. Also, I guess Barry Kitson, Jim Baylan. Nightfall is still resonating. Year One. So you get the idea. This was the storylines going on. Kyle Baker, didn't expect him here. Lonely Place of Dying. So Robin as Nightwing, coming of age. You have, of course, the Nightfall storyline. I guess everything that was happening left and right. Well, didn't like the sound of that. So yeah, here you go. So Sword of Ezra. This is good old school art. It's even more like 80s than 90s. So yeah, there you go. I was waiting for that. Rough Penguin, good one, Mike Mignola. I like this. I like this. And I wish this is good coloring, and I wish he would pick up working with gradients again with a colorist. So I love his style, but just to be something different. This was Clayface, I remember at the time, dynamic duo, and I like what they are releasing for Clayface the movie. Full on body horror, but I mean, let's try stuff out. Let's see what sticks. There you go. That was all right. Joker looks like a vampire. I don't remember the storyline, but yeah, flipping with Superman. Might quest. So you had 3 major parts to the storyline. Year 1 was a good one. Still hoping for these special cards. So I'm pretty sure I won't be making any money back on this. Again, printed to oblivion. But yeah, good Nightwing. And we are in duplicate territory, okay? Yep, we've seen these. So rough, because I guess we've already had this pack. And we just started. But yeah, it's 90s products for you. They didn't care about raids. They didn't care about mapping. It was just, you know, get this in there. They had somehow the odds, but right, you've seen the disclaimer. And as a kid, you were just happy to go into your comic store and wow, this is taking too long. Perfectly stuck together. Yeah, okay, there you go. And just get a pack of those for like $2. Dependent on the products. Mr. Zess. So it's more like the storylines. So year 1 was also a flashback like Legends of the Dark Knight. But if you like the storylines, you will find stuff in here. And I mean, the flip side is, of course, they recycled artwork you've already seen. But yeah, it's a different taste. It's an acquired taste, to be honest. I like this also for, you know, other stuff like DCHRO. So I don't mind. And this is your time capsule. And even though I like Dave Dorman, this is a bit rough, but it's reminiscent of Jack Nicholson, so that's a plus. This is my Joker. So it's always one pair. Not wanting to separate. 3rd time I've seen this card, but this will happen. Joker Origin as the Red Hood. Yeah, damage card, Tom Grummett. I would have liked this. I like the perspective and what's going on. Harvey Dent. Yeah, not the best pack. Yeah. Was kind of better. And usually the card set weren't that big. So maybe I'm the plus side will be I'm able to complete the base set. It's usually 100 cards. I mean, Upper Deck is still doing 100 card set today. I won't be surprised. I mean, this is the update for TCGs. There it's good to have duplicates of play sets, but here, yeah, not so much. But back in the day, you know, you've just had something to trade for your favorite sports team, or I kind of miss those days. This is why I always, there you go. This looks neat. And kind of alright. It's, I mean, 90s quality. And this is a 30-year-old card. Portrait of the Batman. So this is a good one. So one of two, right? Even though I've read the disclaimer, yeah. So this is the social part I'm kind of missing, but I appreciate when I can go to the card store and just hang out and maybe trade something. It's more about the happening, at least for me. So our penguin dupe, flipping, dynamic duo. Also, these are my favorites. So the SkyBox. So I can't remember that he did Batman, but there you go. Underrated sort of Azrael. And there were times where I thought at least SkyBox was like pretty great in creating comics that look like Disney but are, you know, for mature readers. So reminds me to pick up some of his books again. So year one. I haven't seen this costume in a while. Yeah, Vengeance of Bane was the prelude to Nightfall. It's part of the collected editions. And even though I have the whole storyline in digital format, I would like to get the omnibus editions somewhere. There's still a lot to collect. The 90s, of course, you've had to have long hair. Nightfall. Also, iconic fight scene. This is a good one. Clayface doing his thing. And Robin. So the storyline was called Robin. Where he got to be Nightwing. Let's see. So, I think this one also a good one. So the Nemesis covers. I like them. Mignola. Top notch. There you go. Jason Todd. Goodbye. Also such a 90s way. Oh, Bolton. Such a 90s way. So you could dial in or, you know, write if Jason Todd, the second Robin, should survive the storyline or not. It was a close call, I guess, but at the end of the day, he didn't. But it's comics, you know. He came back with a vengeance. But yeah, it's a weird Joker story. It feels kind of off, but that's kind of the charm. So 1, 2. There you go. Robin versus Azrael. Yeah, some of these are rough. So Two-Face. Looks more like animated Batman than most of the artwork. So who did this? Rick Burchett. Again, underrated. And this was an early Batman Grant Morrison story. Venom, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it was like a Bane story. No, Gothic. Gothic was what I'm thinking of. Yeah, but I faintly remember Venom as a storyline. moving on, of course, 90s, you have to have a checklist. There was no internet back then. Anarchy. Again, Death in the Family. This was crazy. This is Joker hanging out with the Bad Bunch. So here you go. Year One, Robin, Dynamic Duo, Death in the Family, Nemesis, Lonely Place of Dying, Sword of Azrael, and as I told you, 100 cards. Vengeance of Bane, only 3 cards. Nightfall and Night Quest. So they were in the middle of the Nightfall saga, producing these. Year One. Maybe there was a series 2, like they did in sports. If the storyline was done, you have Prodigal also after that. So would at least lend itself to a series 2. And then, you know, the crossover madness took over. But before these storylines started, you will be able to read some decent closed out Batman stories in these comics. But there were like 3 or 4 ongoing series, miniseries. So Batman was always, some say, overrepresented, but a lot was happening in the 90s already. Year One, seen some of those. I guess most of those, to be honest. We're halfway through, more than halfway, and this is just filling gaps, or, you know, having the same card but in a slightly better state than before. This old school Nightwing, yeah, it's a costume, but that's kind of weird. I always thought this was weird, but I mean, he was a circus performer, so this is just mirroring that, which brings me to circus performers. I was lucky mostly with breaking, but not here, not so much. Yeah, weird Joker. I mean, this should be an offense. Same card back to back in the same pack. Yeah, we are not liking this, and I don't even like the parallel in today's market in the same pack. But straight up dupes back to back, it's criminal. I'm trying to be gentle, but yeah, they are damaged either way. But I don't want to make it worse than it is. Some of these I've seen 3 times now. So hopefully I'll be able just to pick out the best cards in the best shape, and maybe complete the set. I like the idea, and I like 90s Batman, but I'm pretty sure, seeing the state these cards are in, I'm pretty sure I overspend. But yeah, no worries. It's a good one. Year One. These weren't that rough. Nightfall. Winding down, still looking out for the 1/18 special card. Or hit, people call it nowadays. Vengeance of Bane. And this is also awesome illustration. Matt and Mike, you did good on Nemesis. I was surprised that actually Poison Ivy has a ongoing series that's going strong and seems to continue going strong. This was one of the surprises. Iconic, just Batman realizing that Jason taught the Robin to be his stealing his rims. So this is how they met, and he tried to turn it around with Jason. Not so much, but he became the Red Hood, and I like the Red Hood. It's, yeah, I know it's a bit over the top, the character, but I like the concept. I like Jason. For me, it's an underrated character. So, seems like the first pack. Rough, yeah. I'm trying to remember what part Superman had in Death in the Family. Not sure I remember him being involved, but yeah, it's been a while. Still great design. And Style Freeze, yeah, portrait of Batman. John Bolton, even better. This looks way better. I like the pattern here. I take it. And the only thing non-foil is his jaw. Yeah. Just wondering why, but I'll take it. So this is way better. Pretty card. And it looks in decent shape, but was it worth spending around 60 bucks on this? You decide. And of course, the 1 to 240 packs card is not to be seen. Just my luck. It would have been like 8 displays or something, 7 or 8. So yeah, it happens. No worries. But I'm content. I like the set. The only downside so far is not having the full Nightfall cycle in here. Kind of weird. And of course, cards being bricked, but I've seen worse. You can check out my NBA vintage videos on that. I mean, they seemed all right, but yeah, there you go. So maybe something shifted while transporting. I guess the vendor was just hauling this through the country left and right. So sometimes I'm astounded that these cards actually are in a decent shape for their age, and you know, the way they are being transported. And these are flimsy cards, even though they have a finish, which is, you know, to blame for the bricking. They are in all right shape, not gonna lie. I expected worse, and I guess this is what's damaging the cards, but I'm not able to avoid it. And I know about the freezer trick, but I wasn't sure if these bricked, but I should have went in the freezer before. Thanks for letting me know. Again, Mignola really is a great artist. Not so much Tom Grummett, but who's counting. Oh. Winding down. Let's see if we have some good cards left in the tank. I was just checking for brickage, but there you go. Just doing this a bit slower, but we've seen most of the cards, so nothing new here. Final 3 packs. And so far we weren't really able to pull huge cards out of the 90s rips. But it's, yeah, just for fun. 2 packs left. And I guess by this time we've seen all of them. And you were able to see due to the back if you've hit a card. So there was no slow rolling back in the day. You got right to it. And we're pretty disappointed if you haven't hit the chase card. But this is what, you know, fueled the desire to get more packs. And here we are. Nostalgic YouTube rips. So final pack, dynamic duo, Robin. So nothing new here. Nightfall again, and Nemesis closing out. These were the best artwork wise. We do have 2 of the portraits, kind of different. I mean, I like this the most. I would just sleeve them, and I'm pretty happy. So this would have been huge back in the day. So just pulling these in Germany, we had to just, you know, get what was there. But this would have been great fun, even though I didn't know the storylines back then. I bought trading cards first and then got into comics or comic collecting. And yeah, pretty shiny cards. A lot of dupes here, a lot of bricked cards, but in the end, I'm not mad. It was fun. And thanks for joining. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.